Hello everyone and welcome to a new 3D Artcore tutorial, and this time I want to create something different from the house. Basically we're going to create, I don't know, some sort of a rounded box, I don't know, something like that. Now the reason I'm doing this is to help you practice UV mapping and making sure you understand better on how to deal with shapes. So I'm taking just a simple shape. It doesn't really matter. I will call the tutorials in some sort of a bombastic sort of names, but the main idea is really just practicing UV mapping and texturing. So again, we're going to create some cylindrical shape, and with that we go on and we will texture it as we wish. So I'm going to take a polygon cylinder, simple polygon cylinder. Let's scale it up a little bit and do something such as this. Now, as you can see, a cylindrical shape is uh, break down to three main parts. We have the top cap, uh, the bottom cap, and all this entire circular shape in between, so sort of a pipe or cylindrical. So how we deal with those UV mapping, well, how we deal with this. So let me just scale this a little bit, like so. And what I will do now, I will open the UV map. And as you can see right now, the UV map is different here. We have a shape with a circular, as I said, the top cap or the below cap, and everything here in between. So we need to create a texture that will we will make sure that it is fitting this entire shape here. Now, of course, as it is, it's pretty much good, but I'm going to show you something. If you click here, basically what it does, it applies UV map or checkered texture to that entire 0 to 1 space here. Okay, so you see here 0, 1 here, and everything should be contained in that area. So if you look here at this area, top area, you can see that the checkers are really even. Like each cube, it's really even square, like so, and so on. And same goes for the below. And the only differences that we have is those stretched cubes over here. And this is something we need to address and fix. So how we do it? First of all, you need to cut your UVs in a way that you will separate the top and the middle and your bottom. So what you need to do is you want to go right click, choose edge. You click on this edge or just double click on that edge. It will loop select all that edge. Now I'm going to turn off the checkers for now, and I want to show you something. When I selected those, basically what I've done, I selected those, but as you can see, it also meets all these down here, which are the connection area between the top cap and the main cylindrical shape. So we want to cut this away from it so they will be separated from each other. So in order to do this, what we're going to do is going to click polygon and cut UV edge. Okay, this will allow us to basically right click, choose UV, click on this UV here. Let's switch to selection tool so you won't see that thing there. I'm going to zoom in here, and if I press Control or Command for Mac users, right click, choose to shell, you'll see that it's only selecting those UVs here. So it's understanding that we already cut it from this area, and now we can drag it and move it to whatever location we want on that spreadsheet or the UV map. So I'm putting this just for a second here, and now I will grab this UV here and I will do the same. Control right click and to shell, and you will see that it's selecting only that, but I don't know, for some reason it's like not connected there. Let me do this one more time. Right click, choose edge, double click on this edge. You can see it's still connected here in some way. So you see it's following that, and if I would go and do this that way. You can see it's still connected here, so I'm a little bit confused, but anyway, we need to cut this as well. So right now maybe it's already been cutted. I don't know. Let's do this again. It looks like it's already cut it, or maybe I don't really need to cut it here, so whatever. So with those separated from each other, I can grab these and I will apply the checkered box, checkers, texture, and I will stretch them in this direction, so they will turn, those checkers will really turn into the same size of the checkers that we have on top here. Now you can see it's not really working that well, so I may want to go and do this a little bit that way, stretch this or like so, and then uniformly maybe scale it up or scale it down according to what I have there. Now, right now I see that maybe I should scale it down and maybe grab these and scale them up. But in general, what I'm trying to do is to make sure that the scale of those are even, so I won't get into a problem where they are stretched. So you see I'm putting these according to those. Like you see I'm moving this, and I'm looking at this area here to match those at size, to about same size. Right now it looks good that way. So when these are okay, I'm going to deal with those here. So let's grab this UV and then control right click to shell, and we will do just the same with these, trying to match them. I may even move them a little bit and try and scale this backwards up so it will fit the same for both of them. So now it's only a matter of organizing that. So you can put it there, it doesn't matter where it is. The only thing that matters is the scale of it, and that is really where it should be. Well, not the scale of the checkers. This is what important, that it will be relatively to all of the parts here, same size. Okay, so when we've done with this, basically now we can go on and choose polygon, UV snapshot. Let's turn off this and let's make sure we are in object mode. Polygon, UV snapshot. Let's create, let's leave it that with these 2048, and I'm gonna put this desktop and I will call it cylinder. Okay, save, click OK. Okay, so 2048, don't forget about that, and click OK. Now that it's done, I can, well, I'm not sure what happens there. It looks like everything became more thick for some reason, without any knowledge why. Oh, this is the reason. Okay, so now I can go here, choose the cylindrical TIFF, open with Photoshop, and let's close this. And here you go, we have this. I can come with the, well, let's first of all do this that way. I'm gonna click on this lock to open it, or you can drag it to the trash down here, and then I'm gonna create a new layer. I'm gonna select that layer, choose my brush, my one tool, selection tool, selecting everything in the background like the black color, and moving here, turn this off and take the bucket, which is here, press X to switch to black color, click here, and now I created my template. So now I can go on and like do reverse, inverse, okay, selection, and here I can create a new layer. Now the inverse is not important in this particular case, but what I will do is I'm gonna uh, take this, well, let's unselect this, so no inverse is really applied. And now I can take any brush that I want. So let's pick any brush here. Let's say, I don't know, let's take this, okay, and let's take this brush, and I can simply draw here on top of that. Well, something with the scale is just wrong here. So here you go. I'm painting this whole area in red. Let's paint also the caps in red. The only thing that I'm not sure is which one is the top or which one is the bottom one. So that's okay. Now with that done, we can go and add some, I don't know, some sort of scratches. I don't know, let's say scratches. I'm gonna take this thing, okay, and I'm gonna switch to white color. Well, let's change to white. Let's change this to black. I'm not sure which one is the, okay. So I'm just doing this here at the top here. Now, while I'm doing this at the top here, basically what I'm trying to do is to, well, to do the same for the top caps. So it will be somewhat, you know, like connecting to each other. So I'm doing this only on this area here. So if it was continuing from that area to this, basically you need to match everything. You need to make sure that when you create this separation, or there is no other way to you know, paint it. So whatever, if there is some crack in this area of the model, you want to make sure that it's corresponding to that top or bottom one. Now, when you do it manually, of course, with Photoshop and everything, and this will require from you a lot of work, but there are ways on how to really um, overcome this. Basically here, if you remember, this is the center here, so the center is here. So you can use the center here to really obtain what will be exactly here. Anyway, with that done, I'm gonna take a text tool. Let's call this, I don't know, love box. Love box. Okay, like so. I'm gonna click that. Let's take some hearts. Okay, I don't know, if you just want to make something, it's really up to you. I will simply take something from here. Let's take this one. Yeah, I'm going to drop it on my desktop because this is nice. Don't do any commercial use with these. You don't want to get into trouble. We're just exploring how we texturing stuff. So let's open this with Adobe Photoshop. I essentially select, oh, this is good, we don't have any background. So I can select all, edit copy, and come here, edit paste. Okay, Control T, sorry, to scale this down. Oops, I left the shift too early. So first that. Okay, so I'm just making those hearts there, clicking yes, V, and what I will do here is I will add those arts from both sides and also duplicate them here. I'm pressing Alt and dragging, so that way it's duplicating. Okay. Now I don't really care about you know, how they will connect to the top. It's just a randomized hearts. And with that done, basically what you want to take in mind is really working with layers. So because I duplicated those, it's now duplicated as layers, but I don't know, for any other step here, let's say those brushes that I done, I will redo them now. So let me just redo them for a second. I'm gonna uh, take this and simply brush it with the red color again. Let's choose this brush and this scale. So I'm only brushing this, okay? And I will redo them again just to make sure that they are in different layers. So let's create another layer and right click, choose this, and let's do this again. So I'm creating those. Well, they are black for some reason. Never mind. Just a little bit of those. I didn't erase the other ones, so sorry about that. Let's delete those. And let's take this brush again. And let's do this. Oopsie. Okay. I've done something wrong here. I should have deleted them from the other layer. So that way, never mind. I will delete them from the other layer, by the way. I don't have much choice here. So let's take this. Let's go to this layer. Making sure that these have been deleted here. All right. So now that we created this, basically we can put this above everything. So this will be on top of the hearts here. And I can go on. I don't know what I've done with these, but it looks like this layer of hearts is covered with this one here. So let me delete these. Oh, I need to take the eraser if I want to see the arts. This is the mistake I made earlier. I'm fixing it, and now I can take back the brush, choose that airbrush, hair with H, not air with A, and draw these on top. Maybe add a little bit more here. So we have hairy lovebox. Okay, so right now this is done, and the only thing that I do care about right now is maybe I want to add bump map for the arts. I don't know, I want the hearts to be a little bit bumped out. So in this case, you already want to create everything right away. So we're gonna take this arts, okay, and I'm gonna right click and choose merge layers. This will merge all the arts layers. With that, I'm gonna alt click on this eye. I will look at them. I'm gonna choose this magic wand tool, click on the background, and right away I'm gonna create a new layer here. And with this layer, what I will do, I will turn this layer into black. So let me change this, and you can, this is white, this is black. If you hold alt and press backspace, it will turn this entire layer into white. So if you do control and backspace, it will turn, well, it will turn everything into black. So with that turned into black, this means that our bump map here will remain at the same values. It won't bump out. But if we want the hearts to bump out, we need to inverse our selection to the arts. Okay. And now we're gonna press Alt backspace to turn it into white. So everything that we're gonna use, well, I will explain this in a second. So, well, right now, why not? Everything here in white will basically push these hearts, the red hearts, out, a little bit out to bump. And everything in black will remain at the same position. Now, basically we created a normal map that way, or bump map, if you want to call it, I don't know, whatever you choose, and we created a texture. So what we want to do here is we first want to reveal all the layers that containing our texture. Without this, we want this and that, and well, sorry. You see these two, I'm gonna turn off the selection, and without the template that we come with, the UV map, okay? We don't want this, we only want the texture without also the BAMP map that we created right now. So with this, I'm gonna file save as. I'm gonna change to PNG right away, or TIFF, I don't know, whatever you choose. I'm gonna call it lovebox texture, okay? Just so I will remember. I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna save it on my desktop. Save, click OK. And now I will click on this, Alt click on that eye, it will reveal only this. And I'm gonna take this and save as and call it lovebox BAMP, okay? And save it also as PNG and save as. Click OK. So right now we're going to go back into Maya, and well, let's minimize this. I'm going to right click on the cylindrical shape, assign new material, mental ray, Maya material X, choose the Maya material tab, click on this checkered box, file, and I'm going to select my texture file for this box, love box shape. So let's see where it is, love box texture. Click open and press 6 so you can see it. Now, if we wouldn't deal with that particular UV mapping of the main cylindrical shape, that text wouldn't be looking that good unless we really squeeze it. But we don't want to squeeze it. We want to be able to stretch it to a proportional scale. So therefore, we stretch the main cylindrical UVs, and then we will go into Photoshop and start creating our texture. So now if I'm gonna render this, I'm gonna switch to mental ray and choose quality. Let's just pump this up a little bit. Let's change this into, I don't know, HD 720. Sake of this example, I'm gonna also create physical sun and sky. Not sure that it will be great, but whatever. And let's render this. Okay, so here you go, it's rendering, and this is what we have. Okay, and what's important here to say is that you can see that it meets, all the errors are basically meeting each other, and this is one of the things that you will need always to bear in mind if you're gonna have something that, I don't know, for some reason you have a scratch on your model or something that you want to you know, show some detail, and it passing through two different pieces of your shape. You will want to make sure that it's really applied to both of the shapes that you are divided in the UV and in the UVs. Okay, now we're going to apply the BAMP map. So I'm going to select this, click here until I see the Maya Material X that I used on it, and scroll down to the BAMP map and choose, well, I can choose any of them, so it doesn't matter. File, File, choose. Now we're going to choose our Lovebox BAMP and click Open. Now I'm clicking here, and you can see this, right? The bump 2D1. If you click here, it will bring you here. I'm gonna take this one, click on overall bump on this one again, and you got back to the same position. So file, it's where you loaded the file. Place to the texture, it's how you want to set your coordinations for the UVs. Right now, you don't want to touch it, and you want to click here, and this will get you here. This is the BAMP node. Now, as you can see in this picture, it's showing you that the blacks remain back and the whites are bolded, a little bit bumped out. So this is just a way to explain to you what it is, but basically this is just illustration of what it does. And with that, basically the bump depth, this is the value that you can change in order to determine how much this will be bumped out, all the white values. And it's taking those values from that same texture that we created in black and white. Now, the variation can be from black to white, and in the middle, all the shades of gray, okay? And that way you are basically telling Maya how much you want some pieces to be, some areas to be more bumped or less bumped. Anyway, right now we apply that. Let's try and render this. Hopefully you will see that the arts are a little bit bumping out. Okay, so you can see it, right? It's not perfect, but I was trying to make a point here. So let's maybe do this that way. And maybe I will turn off my physical sun and sky and create image-based lighting. And maybe I will load some image-based lighting that I have. Let's see, Mac apps, Autodesk for Maya, HDR, HDR IMAP, these. Let's see this preview. Okay, whatever. This is just a studio sort of HDR. And let's render this. So as you can see, as well as the hearts are bumping a little bit out, you can also bump out anything. You can bump out the text or just about anything that you want, but you need to make sure that you apply that to that bump texture. So I'm going to do, I'm going to revisit that bump map, and I'm going to make sure that my box, love box text, will be also bumped out. So I'm going to alt click on that to bring back everything, and I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to take my text, okay, and do it that way. Edit. Well, sorry, select Magic Wand tool, select this, and you want to make sure that you select everything, all the areas, like in the O and the E's. So you see everything is selected here. I'm going to try something. I'm going to press Control Backspace. It doesn't work, so that's okay. I'm going to go to that layer here. Okay. To that layer, see? Now it's registered here, so maybe I can go Alt and Backspace, but doesn't work. So what we need to do here is to go back to the text, inverse our selection, go back here, and Alt Backspace so it will turn white. Now I'm going to save this again, File Save As, and let's call this Love Box Bump, and click Save. No, let's do it with PNG. Save. Yeah, I want to replace this. Okay. So I'm going to go back over Maya. Let's close this render view. And what I will do here is I'm going to go back, select my cylindrical shape, switch to my Material X tab here. You can also open the Hypershade. Click on this overall bump. Click on this and reload. When you reload, it will reload the same Lovebox bump, and you can go on and render this. So let's render from this position, and let's see what will happen with the Lovebox text. So you can already see that it's something happening there, right? Now it's not that perfect because the selection with the wound tool is not really, the best thing to use, but it's just a demonstration of how you do things, and if you feel that something is wrong, you can always update it and continue with your work. So let's put it that way and take a render. Now, if I recall correctly, I'm going to try and do something here. When it comes to bump map, you don't need any sRGB information, I think. You can leave it on RGB or whatever. So, mm, let me see. Gamma doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Well, I think that I don't have any much choice here, but leave it. Ignore color space file, maybe. Uh, yeah, let's leave it that way. I think it doesn't matter much. Anyway, yeah, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed and learned something in this tutorial, and I will create another tutorials about that subject with a little bit more advanced shape, but step by step, okay? Take it easy, and we will meet at the next part. See you, have a nice day, and